Hello, this tutorial will help with the home learning day 2 of volume, finding volume of pyramids and cones. So for number 1, it says get the volume, gives the volume of the cylinder, excuse the diameter. It says that the cylinder and the cone have the same height and volume. We need to find the for the radius of the cone. So what you're going to need to do is first you're going to work in reverse and determine the height of the cylinder by using the volume, because you have the radius. That's all you need, is the height and the radius. And then once you get the height, you're going to use the height and the volume to find the radius of the pyramid. So it's really going to be, so you got volume equals, this is for the cylinder, pi r squared times the height. Okay, so you work that all the way down, and then you're going to end up getting the height. Make sure you use 7 there. Okay, don't forget that. Okay, and then once you have the height, what you're going to do is you'll use the volume here and this height over here. So we have a volume equals pi r squared h divided by 3. Okay, so you're going to put the height here, the volume, which is right here, there, and then you're going to solve for the radius. Okay. Number 2. Alright, so the cylinder has 2 congruent hollow cones, creating an hourglass. Cylinder's height is 30 inches. Diameter is 14, so that means the radius will just be 7. So find the volume of the solid. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the volume of the cylinder, and then we will find the volume of the 2 cones, and then we're going to subtract the 2. So cylinder, cone, 2 of them. So you'd have volume equals pi r squared times the height. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to solve for the volume of the cylinder. Okay, radius, and you've got the height. Then you're going to solve for the volume of the cone. And so you've got the radius and the height. Now the height for the cone, be careful though, 30 is what you would use here, but what you're going to use for the cone is going to be 15, because it's just down to there. So be sure you use 15 for the height when you solve that. Still 7 for the radius. Okay, so what you'll do is you'll find the volume here, volume of the cone. So once you find the volume, you're going to multiply that by 2, because there are 2 cones, and then you're going to end up subtracting that, because what it is these cones are hollow, and so what's the only thing that's in here that's a solid is everything but the cone. So take the volume of the cylinder, subtract the 2 cones, and that gives you the total. So find the volume here, multiply this one by 2, and then you're going to do cylinder minus what you get there. Okay. For B, if the sides of the cones were created by glass, how many cubic inches of glass will take? So what you're going to do is, and we haven't really gone over this much, but you need to find the lateral area of the cones. What the lateral area is, it's the area around right here, everything but the base. And so you'll find the lateral area, multiply it by 2. But in order to do that, the formula for lateral area is pi r times the slant height. The slant height is this right here, which we don't have. So we've got to use the Pythagorean theorem to get that, because we have this right here is 15. So as you can see, we're going to have we'll do it this way. Okay, so that's 15. It's half of 30. That's 7. So this right here is going to be the slant height. So you're going to do Pythagorean theorem. Okay, and that ends up being the slant height. So once you get the slant height, that goes there. The radius is going to be there, pi right there. Okay, you'll work all that out and then multiply it by 2 because there's 2 of them. Anyway. All right, number 3. Kai found a bunch of fidget spinners, and they put them in a box like this one. Fidget spinners only fill it up to 3/4 of the box. So the question is, how much space is left to fill up fidget spinners? So what we're going to do is we're going to find the volume of the pyramid, and then we're going to multiply it by 3/4, because that will show what's being used, and then that number will subtract from the volume of the pyramid. It'll give us the answer. All right, so what we'll do is we need the area of the base, and all we've got right here is this 14. So if we can get this side right there, those two right there will be the base and the height. And what we'll do is we'll call this, just because we have to label it something, we'll call that the base and we'll call that the height. And this is of the base, which is a triangle. So we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. So we'll use a squared, b squared, c squared. So this is the hypotenuse. We're looking for h, so we'll call it squared plus 14 squared. Okay, so that's going to give us this right here. And then once we get that, the formula for area of a triangle is 1/2 base times the height, like that. And then we're going to multiply that times the height of the pyramid. So make sure you don't get that confused with that. And then we divide it by 3 because it's a pyramid. Okay. So here, this is h. H is going to go there. Base is 14, so the 14 will go there. So you'll work that out. 14 times whatever you get there, and then multiply it by half or divide it by 2, either way. The height's 18 right there, and you just multiply those together and divide by 3. Okay, so what that is the volume of just this pyramid. So once you get to the answer here, okay, so volume of pyramid, then what you do is you take the volume of the pyramid and multiply it by 3/4. Okay, that's going to give you the volume of the fidget spinners. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take the volume of the pyramid minus the volume of the fidget spinners, and that gives you what's left over. Okay, again, this will give you the volume of the pyramid. Once you get the volume of the pyramid, multiply it by 3/4. It gives you the volume of the fidget spinners. Subtract the volume of the fidget spinners, which you get here, from the volume of the pyramid, and that will give you what's left over. All right. Lastly, before you've got 3 silos on a farm like this. Diameter is 18 feet. This is cones 9 right there, and that's 50. So it wants to know first if the silo was filled if first it was filled 1/3 of the way, the second's halfway, the third's full, how many cubic feet of grain the silos have. So excuse me. For the one that's full, we'll find the volume of the cylinder plus the volume of the cone. And then for the one that's halfway, we'll just find the volume of the cylinder. And then for the one that is, and multiply it by half. And then for the third, find the volume of the cylinder, multiply it by a third. And so then we'll add them up. So let's do the first one will be full, second will be half, third will be a third. Okay, and so for the pyramid, it's going to be pyramid. And really, tell you what, let's do the pyramid. I don't need to do it 3 times, and then the cylinder. Volume equals pi r squared times the height divided by 3. volume equals pi r squared times height. No. Okay, it's a pyramid. Cone, rather, same thing. So the radius is going to be 9. Okay, radius is 9. So 9 will go there. Height is going to be 9. So 9 will go there. So it's really 9 cubed times 3.14 divided by 3. That gives you the pyramid, volume of the pyramid. Or what do I keep saying pyramid? Volume of the cone. Then, for the volume of the cylinder, we got pi times 9 squared times 50. That'll give you the volume cylinder. So then what you're going to do is for the full one, you'll add these two up. Okay, for the full one, add them up because it's going all the way to the top. So that and that. Now for the one that's halfway, we won't utilize this part. So it's just going to be whatever you get for the cylinder times 1/2. And then for the one that's a third, you get whatever you get for the cylinder times 1/3. Okay, you add all three up. Okay, again, volume of the cone, find the volume of the cylinder. For the one that's full, add those two up. For the one that's a half, we only use cylinder. Multiply that by a half. The one that's a third, we only use a cylinder. Multiply by a third. Add all three up. That's it.